Hello, everyone. I am Kamala Ingrid, the Holistic Yogi. Today we have brought back one of our dearest friends from back April 26th, 2022, OC. He is also just to recap everybody back again. He's Bachelor of Occupational Therapy, Bachelor of Graphic Design, and he's also a 10-year vet, also for the U.S. So in the Army. So thank you for coming and joining us today, Elsie. I'm happy to have you back on the show. And I wanted
Thank you.
to kind of like also congratulate you on this occupational therapy um, journey that you're taking on, which you'll be, I think, completing it by the summer, right? The hours.
Yes. Finished school, and right now I'm just waiting to take my board. I'll be eligible by the end of the summer.
Awesome, awesome. So he's not a newbie in our podcast. Actually, he has been here last time. We talked about also about our Parkinson, that he was a co-creator of our Parkinson. So take a look at that. I don't want to kind of consume everybody in that topic. We have beautiful, amazing information to give you today. So, but he is one of the co-creators of the Parkinson boxing, and also and how he came to play to becoming a personal trainer, and all that good stuff is in that podcast. So go ahead and take a look at that. As we jump in today, we are going to talk about one of the things of occupational therapy. What brought you from personal training and into now
Mm.
occupational therapy?
So I have always been about the health aspect of fitness and the benefits of fitness, and just kind of going from there. And as a personal trainer, doing it for so long, I find myself limited to just the exercise aspect of it. You
Right.
begin to learn that there are many different populations that are beyond the need of personal training. So which I've worked with over the past, but I mean, I couldn't really serve them as I wanted to, just as a personal trainer.
Right.
Just yeah, and then looking at my parents, which kind of really gave me the boost to do what I'm doing right now with OT. My mother got into a health crisis in which she's diabetic, and her blood sugar dropped, almost lost her, and then her blood sugar dropped down to like 20 something.
Mm.
She was revived, and my dad was in the same case. He collapsed with a third-degree AV block,
Wow.
and again, by the grace of God, he was revived, and just going from there. So now you're looking at exercise and fitness as a tool to help in people in their populations, which is heart disease and diabetes respectively, get better. So exercise is great, but because of their condition, for my dad, my father, there's a certain limit as far as what he can do, because of the fact that he has a pacemaker. He has a weaker heart, so there is a limit to things that he can do. Same with my mother, because of the fact that the kidneys are bad, and everything else. There are specific exercises, specific habits that she needs to incur
Right.
in order to sustain her life. And as an occupational therapist, I'm able to incorporate a lot of the wellness aspects of it, but also incorporating some of the things that they do on a daily basis, their roles. So their role as a teacher, as a mother, as a home taker. So those are things that have been affected secondary to their conditions. And as an occupational therapist, I can properly address that and still incorporate the fitness aspect of it safely by the occupational therapy protocols, as far as heart disease and diabetes. And then just going from there. So that's why becoming an occupational therapist was necessary for me in order to be able to reach the population that I needed to reach.
Very nice. Now, what's she doing now?
She's doing well. She has lost a good amount of weight, but she is still waiting for the kidney transplant. Believe it or not, she's been on that transplant list for upwards of like 10 years or so.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's been a while, and I'm sure that there are maybe political reasons or whatever the case is, that she hasn't gotten it. But she's still waiting, and that would resolve a lot of the issues that she's still having. But
Right.
for better or for worse, she's doing well.
That's
And
good.
I'll be seeing her tomorrow for Mother's Day.
Oh, that's awesome.
Hmm.
Wish her a happy Mother's Day on us.
Thank you.
Yeah. And so I also have you on Muscle Fitness. So how did that come around? Tell us a
Yeah.
little bit now,
So
because you've been now you're also with Arnold in that same. Hopefully,
right. Yeah, it's insane. I mean, just to be nominated by that great and legendary magazine, which has been
yeah.
around forever, is amazing. So I've been on national media last month, all throughout April, which is crazy. I had interviews by the New York Times and
Wow.
the LA Weekly. I don't know if you've seen those articles, but
I drive like crazy. I'm on the phone all the time. I hardly have. Don't have time to be on the news unless my partner decides to tell me, "Look what I came across,"
yeah.
or they send me the articles
Mhm.
directly.
Yeah, so if you go on my website, you'll see them. So basically, what happened was there was some writers that write for the LA Weekly
Hmm.
that live in England. They were looking for the top 10 personal trainers in the United States of America.
Nice.
And yeah, they were like, and this is what they explained to me. The editor was like, okay, well, Miami is a hot spot for fitness, so you guys need to look for fitness trainers in Miami, as well as throughout the country. And I was the name that was popping up on Google, so they called me. They did an interview from London, which was amazing. And
That's awesome.
they decided to feature me in the top 10. So they featured me as one of the top 10 fitness professionals in America. And I was ranked number 6 of the top 10, so I was happy with that, so I used that. And then the New York Times picked that story up. So they decided to do like a full page article on me. So I did an interview there, and I ended up on the New York Times, the health section on the front page.
Very
So
cool.
yeah, that was all last month. So that was just like absolutely incredible. And then I get an email from Muscle and Fitness, and they wanted to feature me as the winner of, a nominee of the winner of Mr. Fitness and Health 2023.
That's awesome.
And yeah, so I was pretty much a nominee. And voting is going on right now, so if you go to my website, you'll see the voting tab for me.
Oh, for sure. And we'll
Yep.
put that link right below so everyone can actually go ahead and click on it.
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely. So, lots of national media, which is great. It's great exposure. But my purpose of that is to explain the occupational fitness program that I am putting together, because I want to be able to let people know occupational therapy is there. But I'm creating my own blend of occupational therapy, in which we're combining occupational therapy and fitness, hence the Ony-X Fitness Therapy name.
I love that. I love that. That's pretty good.
Thank you.
Congratulations on that. It's always good to be innovative and creating new things, that are going to be very feasible for people to have as well. Because you don't have to now go
Yes.
to a therapist. You have someone now on board at a private gym that can actually help you with those little minute things,
Yes. And
and
I
can
and I
really bring that. That's really good to have. I love that.
yeah. And I believe that fitness is therapy in a sense.
It is.
Yeah. So to be able to use fitness to help create a preventative form of medicine,
Yeah.
and sustenance, and also a tertiary for patients who are at that point to where maybe they lost a limb, or if they're even in hospice. So as long as we improve their quality of life, then we're doing our job.
Yeah, yeah. Especially like I know that you are a US vet. Have you found yourself in situations with veterans as well that can actually use this? Have you been in that situation already?
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's the reason why we're putting together this event. Because we want to be able to bring the veteran community together through fitness, and also this being Mental Health Awareness Month. And being a veteran myself with PTSD, and having a lot of my buddies, from that Iraq War era, with the same moniker, incorporating fitness, which in turn releases those endorphins, reduces the cortisol.
Can you fill us up a little bit and give us a little detail, like how it can help with someone with PTSD and how fitness,
Yeah,
just so
absolutely.
others can understand that?
Absolutely. So with fitness in itself, when you're exercising, let's start with the stress. When you're stressed, your cortisol levels increase. That's that stress hormone. Your body begins to, crave certain things, salts, sugars, and so on and so forth. Stress can also increase blood pressure as well, amongst other things. So stress is definitely a silent killer.
Yeah.
So some things that we can do to reduce stress, outside of, nutrition, is exercise. When you're exercising, you're creating more oxygen within those blood vessels. So that's going to eventually help lower cholesterol, coupled or supplemented with nutrition. And it also helps you feel good because, you're releasing endorphins, so that feel good hormone. And
Yeah.
when you release that, and reduce that cortisol, then that will help, relieve stress. And not only that, just outside of that, the bigger picture is that, you're looking good. So, when you start looking better aesthetically, then, you gain more confidence, and more confidence helps mental health. So
Right.
that's how we incorporate the fitness is therapy initiative, using fitness as the foundation, and just kind of going from there.
Nice, nice. I like
Hmm.
that. And so we because of this, how did you come into creating this event that's coming up on, I want to say June 24th
Yep.
on 9 a.m. You creating this fitness, I guess, beach war, we
Yep.
call it. And then,
Absolutely.
and tell us a little bit more how this came to play and why you're doing it, and what's it for?
Sure. Sure. Yeah. So we came to doing this. We actually started it first in 2018, and we had a pretty decent group. It was a lot of fun. And the reason why we're doing it is because we want to be able to bring awareness to the veteran population. There are 22 suicides per day. So that's the reason why we're doing $22 admission free.
Mm.
The $22 admission fee is being donated to the 482nd EOD Family Foundation, which is located in Homestead. They're a foundation that was formed by Air Force veterans like me. They are Iraq War veterans who went through a lot of stuff, during that time. And, I want to be able to help them, raise money for whatever, it's worth. And I also want to be able to promote occupational therapy to the veteran population as well. So the Beach War, we started in 2018. And, as the name suggests, it's a war. So it's a war between good and evil, if you will. And the bad guys are coincidentally some of the old soldiers from the 482nd, which will be attacking the participants with super soaker water guns. So as we're warming up. So the premise is to reenact the D-Day landings, if you're familiar with World War II,
Yeah.
when pretty much the entire world, the United Nations, had to storm the beaches of Normandy in order to take France. And the German Nazis, they had a series of obstacles throughout the beaches that soldiers had to go through in order to take the beach. So in a way, we were paying homage to, those soldiers.
Mm.
So it's not going to be as intense as that, but we are going to have obstacles on the beach. So fitness obstacles on
Yeah.
the beach. So we're starting off at Hollywood North Beach Park. We're going to make our way down to Margaritaville, which is about 1.4 miles south. It doesn't necessarily have to be like all running. We will have some walkers out there. We'll have trainers that are going to be watching the walkers, and then just kind of going from there. And then we're going to make our way back. The objective is to capture the enemy flag. So the enemy flag, once they take the staging ground, we have to recapture it. So we've broken it down into teams. So the first team to capture the flag is the winner.
Nice.
So should be a lot of fun. And, we are going to have a beach barbecue out there. Healthy meats. We have turkey burgers and turkey hot dogs that we'll be grilling as the beach war is going on. We'll have food ready for the participants. And we'll also have some stuff for like the vegetarians and the vegans that are going to be out there. So
But no one's left out.
right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We're going to have my friend he played for the Miami Dolphins. He's actually a Miami Dolphin Hall of Famer. His name is Vernon Carey. Big guy. He has a restaurant down in Miami called Green Envy. And yep, and he's going to be bringing in some smoothies and some salad options for some of the participants who don't really eat meats. So
Awesome.
we'll be providing that for the people out there. So it should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it sounds like fun. It sounds like fun. That falls on a Saturday and a Sunday.
It's on a Saturday morning. So we're going to be out there from 9 o'clock, probably till like 11 o'clock. We're not going to be out there too long. Once the activity is over, people are free to grab some food, and just they're free to hang out, enjoy the beach, jump in the water, do what you need to do. Lots of things to do out on Hollywood Boardwalk.
Sounds like fun. Sounds like really a lot of fun. Probably join you guys in there.
Yay!
I'll try to block it that day.
That'll be great. Yeah, I mean, if you come too, feel free to participate, because we're gonna need to stretch. So I mean, it would be a great opportunity to really just kind of promote the yoga, which I'm trying to do too. I really want to, get back into yoga because a lot of people are asking about it. So we can definitely do like maybe a quick yoga thing, cool down maybe towards the end.
Good. Let's talk about that. Let's make it happen.
For sure.
I just have to look at my schedule before I commit. So let me just make sure, because I do have some stuff coming up. I think in June, or maybe no, I think it's in June.
Okay.
I have to do a public speaking up in Pierce for any therapy balls, basically.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, they're also great. I'll probably introduce you to them because it's something that actually helps everybody before stretching to get their myofascial release. So it's all about myofascial.
Absolutely.
It's like, one of the things that we need to release, so you're not going into static stretch right away. It opens the body, and you should know that. You're aware.
Yeah. I definitely want to learn, and I want to add too that we have potentially two celebrities coming into Corinne Olympio. She is an actress. She is best known from the Bachelor. And my other friend, my other former classmate, used to be a star running back for the Green Bay Packers, Varen Morency.
I also should bring you into, but we'll talk about it on the other side. Also, I'm a hostess. I'm one of the main ones to promote H3O water that's coming out, basically minerals that highlight basically for our bodies, for people to hydrate.
Absolutely.
Hydration is big, so that's another thing that I'm merging in as well. That's
for sure
in that month, but I'll fill you in. You'll like all that stuff. So
yes, please.
So let's get back into now the goodie stuff here about so this whole thing takes place in June 24th. Yes. So I'll end up putting all this information for people to come in to participate. Plus your website also has that information as well. So I'll link that below so people can also vote for Mr. Muscle. And at the same time, come in to sign up for the Capture the Flag on Beach War Day. So yes. I want to also talk a little bit about mental health, since it's a big thing in this month, and awareness, and it should be a big thing every year, all day, all year long. But you realize, I think COVID really hit us hard. A lot of people got really hit with the being secluded away from communities, and we started seeing a big pitfall from that point on. It has been ongoing for a long time, but I felt like it just hit harder. Yes. For a lot of people that were isolated or found themselves isolated somehow. And how can you give us a little bit about some information you want to provide our listeners today in regards to the health and
Absolutely. One thing that we've all noticed, because the numbers don't lie, and they're actually probably even being undercut or undertold, if that's the correct word. As far as the suicide rate and the depression rate is concerned, because there are a lot of suicides that are probably happening that we don't know about, especially since COVID. After COVID, there was a shift in jobs. People haven't been going out. There were, people who have gained weight, and, a lot of deaths from complications from COVID, and depression went up. So mental health is real. And as a veteran, I can kind of speak on, that aspect, what we go through, what we went through was rough. It was very tough. It was very difficult. I've had multiple near-death experiences while I was over in Iraq and in Kuwait. And, those are things that, I still think about each day, and, for me, I was able to, get over a lot of those fears, those demons, but a lot of, my buddies haven't,
Right.
so, you just don't know what people are going through. Mental health is definitely real. It's not stigma. You don't know what people are going through. Sometimes mental health can be hidden very well. People
Yeah.
can come in, they can smile, they can laugh in your face, but when they leave and when they're by themselves, they just break down and cry, so. And it's also important to recognize that people deal with mental health in different ways. For me, I kind of deal with stress by kind of doing what you always promote, which is meditation.
Meditation.
Yeah, absolutely. Just kind of, and being optimistic. For me, I've always been the type of person to put people first, so I would say to myself, if I'm not here, how am I going to be able to take care of this person or that person
Right.
or my mom? So a lot of people are depending on me, and I want to start this program not to become rich and famous, but to be able to create something that will benefit people, that will last for
Lifetime. Yeah.
for decades. So
And you
that's
want to make a difference to help someone else. I mean, and the same here. I find that to me, it's important, especially when I don't know if I'm very much into the astrology, and around this time, eclipses, new
same.
seasons, they're transformational time.
Hmm.
People
Hmm.
don't
Hmm.
realize that. And I would, because I was one of them a long time ago. Before I dove into the astrology, and by diving into it helped me a lot, because I'm a very mental, I'm in my mind a lot. I analyze a lot. So for people that are like that, imagine not having it, not knowing, or not having the tools can be very detrimental, because you can take things to a whole nother level.
Yeah.
So I found that over the course of time, after informing myself and learning about these things, I found that what I do already is big enough. Breath work is one of them. Breathing, without it, we wouldn't be alive. And just taking 10 nice, slow, deep breaths can easily bring the heart rate back down.
Yeah.
Um, gradually bring us back into that ease. And then
Mm.
you add the meditation, and add also the part of like gratitude,
Yeah.
saying gratitude in the little things, the people that you meet, the information you get, even the food you eat can
Hmm.
change just the everything is frequency.
Hmm.
What you
Hmm.
eat, how you think revolves in the frequency of what you feel around. So everything should be in that gratitude space, and eat the food you will taste even better. So it's
Yeah.
like I find that even when people cook with love, you could feel it in that. You could taste it. When you sit down and spend time just saying, even with yourself, and being, what, this is good. Those are all important things that change the chemical in our brain.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I really want to learn more about um number one, nutrition. Well, I know a lot about nutrition, but just based on what you said, eating to improve mental health. I mean,
mm,
that actually makes sense, because there are foods that create stress, mood foods that I've heard of. Not well versed, so definitely gonna pick your brain on that.
yeah, and
And I
Ayurvedic
also,
is big like that, because part of, the sisterhood of yoga is Ayurvedic. So like the
yeah,
science of life, and everything starts from the thought of what you're going to put in your mouth before you even start. You think it's here, we would say, oh, it's when you put it in your mouth. No, it's
yeah,
what you say here before when you have a plate in your hand, and you say, this is going to be a great, I'm very grateful for this plate. This is why prayers are big.
yeah.
Before you sit in a meal, come into that
Mm-hmm.
gratitude. It came from
Mm-hmm.
that concept. Basically, the whole thing is about being grateful for what goes in,
Yep.
and taking time to eat and be in community too, because I
Yeah.
think community makes a big difference. And I like that you're bringing that up to beach, or having that community,
Yeah.
building that tribe is wonderful, because you get people to then have something to look forward to. The next time they come around, they meet the same friends again. They're now looking and
Yeah.
part of. That's awesome. That's beautiful.
It's great because not just doing everything like scientifically, yes, you are releasing endorphins and so on and so forth, but just the fact that we're doing things as a community, just that camaraderie, um of bringing people together, like-minded people or people who are just complete strangers, serves as a support group. So I noticed that
Absolutely.
when you have groups like that that come together for a common goal, it's also team building, because you're working as a team to try to achieve the goal of capturing the flag. So when
Yeah,
you do that, that brings people together, builds confidence, and even if you don't win, you're still out there, you're having fun, you're around people, so that helps mental health as well. So we're
absolutely.
really promoting it out in the community. We're bringing in we're trying to get as many veterans as we can out there as well, and we're trying to show them support, and we're trying to raise money for the 482nd EOD Family Foundation as well.
I love that because you're also giving back. So you have
Yes,
fun, you build community, and you're giving back. It's you got all the checks on the
yep,
box. That's beautiful. And you're building
absolutely.
and helping people bring themselves in, have a good
Mhm.
time at the same time, work out, and good food is out there at the same time, which I love.
Yep, yep.
Well, any words of wisdom that you have for us, before we log out for the day?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, what I want to do is I want to, continue to promote health. I want to try to, make this, a constant thing. So I want to make sure that, everybody is kind of like aware of, what we're doing, as far as mental health. And, for me, and I was just kind of discussing with one of my friends, you know, she was asking me, why am I doing so many things for free, because people don't care. And that's one of my partner's favorite things to say. Look, man, people don't care. You can go out of your way for people. You can do this, that, whatever the case is, whatever. People have their own problems, whatever. And for a while that actually got me down. It was like, man, I am doing all of these things, but when people, what if the shoe were on the other foot, will people do the same thing for me? No, they won't. They probably wouldn't. I was just in a major car accident. Don't know if you knew about that, but
When
you
was
might
that?
have. So this was the beginning of January. I was rear-ended by a school bus while I was sitting at the red light.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
sorry to
pretty
hear
much
that.
totaled my car. That actually triggered my PTSD as well.
But how are
Um,
you doing from that?
so 75% of my spine has been, damaged or
Oh
herniated.
my
So I
God.
walking around with a back brace. I had a procedure from the orthopedic surgeon not too long ago. And I'm, seeing constant chiropractic. So,
So definitely you and I are gonna meet up after those balls, the active
yeah,
healing therapy. I use them at my chiropractic center where I work. That's what I
yeah.
use. He basically sends them to me afterwards and I
Mhm.
work with them and I bring them back and they love those therapy balls, but they help release a lot and help you realign the spine as well.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. I'll need that for sure. So yeah, I was just going on about how people will not return the same gratitude or effort that I put into people. But and then I just started thinking, I said, you know what, I- that's me. Not everybody's going to do what I do.
yeah, that's what makes you different.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So with caution, I'm choosing my circle of friends a little bit more cautiously. But as far as the fact that I'm going to go out there and help people, wherever I can, and get people work, and whatever the case is, that's who I am. That's what makes Onyx Fitness Therapy, who we are. We're very giving. We want to put people first. And just kind of going from there. So I'm not going to change who I am.
There you
I'm
go.
going to continue to do what I do, for the benefit of people, because and lastly, like, life is short, YOLO. So I
Yeah.
mean, we only have, I don't know, probably only have like maybe 50, 60 years left on this earth. So how are we going to do it? What are you going to do to make your mark? How are people going to remember you? Are you just going to disappear in the wind, or are people going to talk about you, for decades to come, after you're gone? So that's the impact that I want to have. And, hopefully with this, project, we can, make it happen.
Yeah, it will happen. It will be. It's like sometimes things take a little bit. I've had projects that are now starting to come to life for me, but they've been projects, and now when I look back, it's like it's because I also had to go through a lot of other different things to bring to where it is today. Back then I thought I was like, oh, it's not working. Oh, it's not.
Yeah,
But it was
yeah.
really, accumulation of different things that kind of brought this project to where it is today. And it's like, okay, now things are starting to like set way for me and anchored, so it's anchoring
Okay.
itself down the way I want to. But things sometimes take a while because hey, everything to me I think is timing, and also um, you know, just be patient, just don't quit and don't change. Don't change your motto. If that's what makes you different and makes you unique, that's your tribe you built. Even if it's a small one, it doesn't matter. Those are the ones that count. So
Thank you. Yep.
continue being that from the heart. I love that. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Ony-X. Thank you so much for being part of the show again. And I am so excited to see you moving now into a whole nother, occupational therapy. I love watching people go into this holistic lifestyle and taking it to another level every so often,
Yeah.
merging their different occupations into one beautiful uh, therapeutic thing full of love, because you're giving back with so much, helping people so much in many ways. And now you're
Absolutely.
doing this beautiful, these uh, events that are also going to be mind blowing. So I thank you for being part of our show. And onto our next one, I will link all the information down so people can go ahead and reach out. And
Awesome.
thank you so much. Until we meet again, guys, thank you for being part of the Holistic Yogi.
Yep.